Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Hey, Wolfpack people! Freedom Friday! Hey, Wolfpack people! Yeah, don't let that stop you. Hello, how are you? What up, people? How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. What is going on YouTube and Facebook, people? All right, what's going on? You guys good? All right, let me put the phone number up because you know what Freedom Friday is. If you're new to the show, I'm your host. My name is Tim Black. We do a Freedom Friday show, which is a call-in show, similar to like a call-in radio show where people call up and they say whatever's on their mind. That's how we roll on Fridays and Tuesdays. Happy to bring that to you on a weekly basis. Twice a week, we open up phone lines. Let's go check and make sure we got volume on both Facebook and YouTube and share this out onto your social media. That'd be great, guys. Let's see if we got some love here. Let's see what we got. Here we go. I'm sharing right now on Twitter real quick. It's going to say, let everybody know that we are live now. Live now. Live now. Booyah. That's it. Magic. Let the magic begin. Let's go make sure everybody can hear on YouTube. YouTube people in the house, how y'all doing? Christine, what's up? Wolfpack Christine's in the house. Elena is in the house. DJ Letter is in the house. Lisa Friedman's in the house. We got a lot of Wolfpack members in the house tonight. What's going on? Look out. What's up, Look Out? What's up with all the Wolfpack love? All the Johnsons, Sheldon Hughes, Brian Crosby, Michelica, Ryan, Mama Alaska, BG. We're carrying signs now. That's what I'm talking about. We're out here. Wolfpack is in the house. Brandon Madsen, Wolfpack. Ramona Lawson, Wolfpack. Christine, Wolfpack. Man, we're a Wolfpack progressive. Share Bearer, Rahul, my man, my brother. How you doing, man? Moderators are in the house for both Facebook and YouTube. Kelly M is in the place. K2 Shy. Commissioner Kameshwar KK. Hey, look, man. Mary Bishop just became a member of the Wolfpack. What's up, Mary? How you doing? Looks like we got people. Mary Warren's in the house. Ramal's in the house. Miss Lady, good to have you. No justice, no peace. TB, no bucks. No justice, no peace. Tupac. I heard that, man. All right, so we're looking good on Facebook. No, YouTube. Now let's check out Facebook real quick. Facebook, you guys all okay over there? John, Britt, and Steven, and Samantha, and Sunshine. Sunshine's in the house. Michelle, Julie. We got some more folks. Dolores is in here. Robin. Once again, Robert, Ramona, Dolores, Susan. Alan. What's up, Alan? How you doing? Alicia. Susan Gould. All right, looking good, Gina. How you doing, Cynthia? Glad to have you all here tonight. Let's rock this together. Heather, Robin, Sally Thompson's, Dion, Sherry, Elaine. Looking good. What's up, Bruce? What's up, Steve? Wolf Brandt, my brother from another mother. Been around for a while. Steve been rocking with me since at least 2016, 2015. Gary McGowan, how you doing? Margarita Silver Potts is in the house. We looking good. All right, Sarah. Barbara Blackwood. Lamont. What's up, Lamont? Big L. Cheryl. Good to have you all. The phone number is already put up on the screen. 319-527-6212 is the phone number you dial into. Twitter people, and welcome you from Periscopeville. Glad to have you here, too. And, yeah. So I'm going to look at the comment sections. What's been on people's minds this week? What are the things that has everybody talking, or what's, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? What are you thinking about these days? What's happening, guys? Kind of curious of what's going on, because like I've been listening to what's happening with the police and how Trump is sending in, police like National Guard, DHS officers into cities. And I want to know what people are thinking about this. What are people thinking about it? I watched you in 1516. Susan Daniel. We're doing live rants on Facebook. Couldn't wait to hear more. Hey, well, look, thank you, Sunshine Daniel. We're still doing those live rants. For the most part, right? We're still doing rants, but yeah, we having a good time. It's clearly this thing. Okay, this is something else. So, welcome to the show, Sunshine. Glad to have you. Yeah, guys, like I'm wondering what's happening. What's on the minds? What's on the mind of the Wolfpack people? Zefro. What's up? I got friends in Portland. It's messed up there right now. I hear you. Wondering about evictions, foreclosures, federal agents. That's golden night. Yeah, man, we that. I can feel you. On that. The evictions. We were talking about the evictions. How Congress has really dropped the ball on passing anything, the legislation, trying to get that done to get money out to folks, man. How can these other countries be giving their workers, giving their citizens money to stem the tide while a lot of people's jobs have been shut down, a lot of jobs have folded up, obviously due to the pandemic. And other countries are doing a much better job of making sure that the people stay intact. So as much as Trump and the rest of them talk about the economy, especially Trump trying to hang his hat on the economy, what kind of economy can you have if people are broke, if people don't have a place to live? And if people don't have stability, financial stability during this time, they're not going to spend money. So if they're not spending money, it only further tanks the economy, right? I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? I mean, where's the empathy for people at all? I mean, you got two things. You can look at the economy. If you're just looking at the numbers, right? Look at the numbers and say, well, people have to have the ability to stay indoors. And even like the people that own the properties, the landlords, for instance, let's say, I don't know, some people live in small buildings where those landlords, they have bills they got to pay too. So can you just say, hey, well, I'm not going to charge any rent? So I don't know how that works. The government should, we have to. It's not should. They have to have a remedy for the situation. No one asked for coronavirus. Not a single one of us. Typically, this is weird because typically they get to blame us for our own, for whatever happens in our lives. You catch cancer, they blame you. You lose your job, they blame you. You get an unexpected illness, you have a heart attack, they blame you. That's the way America's built. And like sheep, people just go around repeating it. Anybody in America who's down, knocked down, we tend to step over them as a culture. Not everyone does this. We got great people that volunteer, that help each other, do a lot of great things. But I'm saying overwhelmingly, the conservative motto, based on the way America's traditionally is like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're the reason why you can't succeed. You're the problem. You need to work harder. You need to work faster. You need to be better. You need to be smarter. It's never the system. It's never racism. It's never sexism. It's never jobs going overseas. It's never, in this case, a coronavirus. Well, here we are, the coronavirus, and they're unable to make it our fault this time, right? Yeah, how's this our fault? Right? This is nothing. We had nothing to do with it. The business owners who can't open up or who can't open up to capacity have to follow restrictions due to the coronavirus. The workers who have lost their jobs, and not to say the jobs were great before this. So we're in a special place in time where not even the most diehard, traditional, watching too many movies of the week or watching too many movies, they try to make it seem like all you got to do is have the will and determination. As if people haven't had will and determination up till now. All you need is will and determination. You can accomplish everything. You could be rich as Bill Gates. Bill Gates came from a very affluent family. Bill Gates had a supercomputer back when supercomputers cost $30,000, like in the early 80s. No one mentions that, though. No one mentions, these immense advantages a lot of these people that they say you could be that had over regular, like the average person who doesn't have anything. Okay, so back to my point. My point is the government, it's not a choice. If they want to save this economy, they have to help everyday people be able to stay in their homes. No one's going to buy anything. No one's going to spend money, and the economy is only going to get worse. It's only going to go down further, right? If you lose your home, and I don't know if you're lucky, fortunate enough to move in with in-laws or parents or brothers and siblings or however this works, it's not like you're going to go spend money. So it only hurts the economy for them to do nothing. But still, they follow the modus operandi of making sure that the billionaires make more money. I read that Bezos made like $100 billion in a day or something off of the coronavirus. Now, maybe inflating. Maybe it wasn't 100 billion. It was billions. It was at least it was billion. It was in the B. Okay, $1 billion in a day off of the coronavirus. Meanwhile, the corporations are the bigger corporations are the major ones getting the bailouts. So, I know I'm preaching to the choir to everyone out here. I know I'm doing that. My situation is a little bit different, and I understand that. Like, I make content for the internet. I wish there were 3 of me because people are not going to the movies right now. Other traditional ways that people would entertain themselves with content, they're not doing right now. So, like, right now is the time to put out as much content as humanly possible. Now, I'm not, that would be the, for me. So for me, this has been more work than I've ever had before. And I've been doing this for a while. But if people don't have money, then people really aren't spending money. So even a person who does what I do, it's different because advertisers aren't spending money on advertising revenue, right? They're not going to be spending. Who's running? How many ads are really running on YouTube? I mean, if it wasn't for the Wolfpack, I'd be really screwed because they're not placing ads, and then YouTube's cracking down on independent media every day. So, that's my story. But it's the story of everyone's story. It's jacked up. Everyone has a story to tell. Whether you are working day on, day off, day on, day off, day on, day off, that's what some organizations are having to do. I feel for people losing their businesses. I mean, I understand. You worked hard, you built a business, and then this happens. So I know people are losing it. I mean, the fact that every second of every day you're not reading another story of someone just losing it. I mean, literally just losing it. I mean, losing your business you worked your whole life building, and the government help is not coming in time. Losing your home that you put all of your resources into, and you lose your home. I mean, the fact that Americans aren't just livid. The fact that everybody's not in the streets right now is amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like amazing that everyone's not protesting. Everyone's not pissed off. Everyone's not amped up. I mean, look what's happening. So this little culture war we got going on, people renaming bridges, renaming military, training or fort whatever. Like, okay, cool. Like, I get it, right? I get that. I get why you might want to rename that. But I don't get why right now that's important. Like, right now, we need to get people sustenance to withstand what's going on, because it's obvious that Trump's dumbass with it's going to blow over by summertime. Obviously, that was wrong. Obviously, that didn't work. Obviously, that's not going to happen. It's summertime, and COVID is back bigger and stronger. So the fact that we don't have people just losing it, running through the streets, the fact that we're not having a real life purge is amazing. It really is amazing. So that was the evictions. I don't know. What we need to do is we need to start providing resources for people. We need to send me information of organizations that people can reach out to if they need help. We need to make that a part of the show. That needs to be a crucial element in the show, every show. I need to be having like a script of agencies that you can reach out to if you need help. We have to care about each other. We got to care about the people out there, and we need to provide that information. So agencies that can assist, I want to make sure I share that information every show, guys. So somebody else talked about what's going on in Portland, and what's happening in Portland is horrific. And my thing is, guys, I know I'm in the media, and but I'm telling you guys, I really detest the fact that we had like different Americas. We live in different realities. We got Americans, depending on what news program you watch, will determine your worldview or your view of your own country. Hell, your view of your own state. If you watch Fox News, it'll tell you, give you the impression that we have a bunch of rioters, a bunch of people burning down everything in Portland, or like that people are, just losing their minds and destroying everything in sight. When majority of what I've seen has been peaceful protests, and what I've seen is police responding in not a balanced way, in a malicious way. I'm seeing police officers pepper spray peaceful civilians who are just standing there or sitting there, or peacefully protesting, getting pepper sprayed, hit with batons, and shot with rubber bullets and other projectiles. But because these people are not watching those programs, they have a totally misconstrued view of what's happening. What they love to do is they love to take one isolated incident, or a few isolated incidents, and make that be the story of the entire protest. And that's not reality at all. But try to convince people of that. Try to convince them that what they're saying is not everywhere. And it happens over and over and over again. So, like, I know, because when I covered Ferguson thoroughly. And I can tell you guys, it was peaceful protest 90% of the time. In fact, there was peaceful protests. They could not get any type of coverage from mainstream media. They would not touch it. Maybe they were still operating under the DNC rules, which were to ignore Black Lives Matter. This wasn't that long ago. It wasn't until a couple windows got broken in a couple stores, that they actually started showing it. I guess because now they needed the narrative to be, look at these fools, look at these hoodlums, look at these thugs breaking stuff in Baltimore. But when people were peacefully protesting the murder of Freddie Gray, no one covered it. When people just walked around carrying signs, no one covered it. That's because they don't want people to know that there are people peacefully protesting. So we have people even here call up to this show and they think that it's just people destroying and tyranny. And of course, there's always those elements no matter where you go. When I went to Philly, there were anarchists that were there. You can't tell people you can't be here. Anyone could go and protest. It's not like you have to get permission to go to a protest. Anyone can show up. You know, when you go to a sporting event and there's, 20,000 people in the stadium, do you know all the people that are there? What about the people that start fights at sporting events? Do you get held responsible? I mean, you're at the game. Let's say you're at the Dallas Cowboys game. They're playing, whoever they're playing the Chargers, and a fight breaks out. Or a couple fights break out. Now, are all the fans thugs? Are all the fans out of their minds? Are all the fans violent? No. Most of the fans don't even know each other, right? You do understand. But we have people that call up to this show and people that actually believe that at a protest where there's thousands of people, where anybody can show up, but they don't even have to buy a ticket, Johnson. They can just go to it. Who may have their own agendas for why they're there. May have their own grievances. Whatever. They want to paint the entire situation from that experience of those particular people. And I'm telling you, that is naive. That's naive at best. I'm hoping that you're naive. That's why you believe that. Hell, if 100 of your neighbors got together and went and had a cookout and a couple people started fighting, you wouldn't be like, hey, I don't got anything to do with that. You'd be very quick to say, oh, that's not me. I didn't do it. I wasn't involved in that. That wasn't the plan. We were just going to have a cookout or a get-together or whatever you call it. But it's really easy to do, to make that narrative stick when people don't know what's going on, when they watch bad news, bad media, bad commentators who feed them nonsense. And then when you try to tell them the truth, they just disregard you. They disregard you. So I don't know what else to say, man, other than to say I support the protests. I support the protests because I know by and large the protesters, the moms, the dads, the students, the young people, the old people, the people that come out, by and large, the majority of those people do not want to be shot with rubber bullets. Do not want to be tear gassed. Do not want to be hit with projectiles. Do not want to be pepper sprayed. And are not doing things to advance that, to make that happen. This country was founded on peaceful protests, at least supposedly. But the same tactics that were used in the 60s, they're using now. When I say they, I mean the powers that be. I mean the powers that be. I mean the state. The same way they treated people who were marching for civil rights, the same way they treated people who were marching for union rights, workers' rights, women's rights. I don't know about women's rights. I wonder if they beat up women. I guess they would. You're going against the state, right? All of those movements were met with the same amount of aggression, and you best believe every time there were people going, they need to just go home. They need to just leave it alone. They need to just stop being violent. Every time there was a certain segment of America siding with law enforcement. And even today, people do it who are good people who don't know what they're talking about. Good people who did, good people saying you need to go home. You don't need to fight for your workers' rights. Back when we didn't even have a minimum wage, or back when there was no workers' rights, no workers' compensation, kids losing arms, men dying on driving trucks 18, 20 hours, and if you ask for a day off, they fire you and hire somebody else in your spot. There were people who fought to get the laws that we now have, who fought to get dignity and a right to work. And there were people that were sat at home, who weren't involved at all, who watched the TV or listened to the radio probably, and said they're causing trouble. Same ones who thought that black people who were marching and white people were allies and other people who were out there trying to get voting rights, carrying signs that I'm a man. There were people that sat at home and said, there they go, starting trouble. Look at them, making that dog bite them. See, that's what they do. They go out there and they force the police to have to hit them with tear gas and water cannons. Do you realize that you're one of those people now? I'm serious. I want to shame you. I want you to take a good look at yourself. When you are repeating that crap, you are just as bad as those people back in the day in every step of America's supposed evolution. You are lock, stock, in step with those backward individuals who had it all wrong, who were on the wrong side of history, who would have had us not have voting rights for another 400 years in this country. Because we needed to just slow down. For women to have the right to their own bodies, or the rights to vote as well. The right to work. To be treated with dignity in the workplace. Women's movement. Right? You don't think there were women weren't women sitting home going, they need to just stay in their place. They need to not cause trouble. Of course there were. But then there were heroes. There were strong people who got up and did what these other people wouldn't do. And you know what? That pisses me off. That pisses me off to no end. The same people that boo-hooed, sided with the state, who kissed the ass of the state, got to benefit as well. Yeah, because when we pass laws that make life better for people, they get to benefit too. Everyone benefits from that. But not everyone puts skin in the game. That's a shame. You shouldn't be able to benefit from it, but you do, because that's the way it works. And I get it, but it just burns me up, man. It burns me up. When you disagree with something you don't understand, and that's why I say, man, always, I understand when you disagree with something, or you dislike something, or you reject something, but you should try to understand what it is you're rejecting. Open your mind and try to understand what you're rejecting. Understand what you're against and why you're against it. Because it's infuriating to me, and it's also a shame. And it's not that these are bad people, they just don't know any better. They believe the media. They believe what they're being fed. They believe it. They accept it. So, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Anything else, guys? Check the comment section here. Ignorance is black. Ignorance is bliss, says Robert Johnson. Copy Cooney says, smash the button. Thank you, Copy Cooney. I appreciate you. Jilly Love in the house. I don't know. I was just thinking about like all the different worlds that we grow up in, right? That people grow up with different realities. They grow up with different realities. I don't know how many friends that I saw lives cut short when I was growing up. How many people's lives cut short as I became a young adult. Just the proximity to violence, proximity to just living near the inner city, living in the inner city. I don't know how many funerals I went to. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just different. I don't know. I'm just still like, I know a lot of people are still reeling about Michael Brooks, and I understand why they're reeling from it, but it just underscores totally how different worlds we live in. Different worlds. But I will say, man, that I really feel for his parents. I feel for his friends. I feel for his family. We've had conversations about it, guys, and we spoke at length about it. And thank you for everybody who watched that video, who commented on it. And I appreciate those people people have written me and told me that they appreciated my take on it. I was just trying to be as honest as I could be. I don't know. I've seen some people pretty angry too. I mean, I think we just need to always remember that there is nothing promised for any of us. Not a damn thing, guys, and I hope we keep that in mind. Situations like this remind you whether you want to keep it in mind or not. Yep. Well, you guys, you ready to go to comment? Want to go to phone lines early tonight? Kind of get the ball rolling tonight, get it going early? I think so. Got a couple calls in the queue already. Sounds great. The world owes you nothing, Robert Johnson says. Crafty. Eye for an eye is going to make the world blind, says Crafty Claudine. Merlin says, I appreciate your take on Michael Brooks. Thank you. And I've had a little bit of experience doing those types of videos. I mean, I've done them for a number of people. I didn't expect I'd have to do one for Michael Brooks, obviously. Yep. Well, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain about anything. Let's just keep it going, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into phone lines. I want to hear what you guys. I want to get your comments tonight. Let's do that. It's burning up in here tonight, guys, so I got to run the air. I hope it doesn't sound too bad on your end. All right. I got 304 number in the queue. I'm hoping that these phone lines are good. Hold on 1 second, 304. There you go. Let me cut that sound up a little bit. There you go. 304, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim. This is not Curtis. It's Rob, Tim.
Hey, Tim. It's me, Curtis. What's up, Rob? How you doing, my brother? What's happening with you?
I'm doing good, Tim. I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, bro. You know, just one day at a time, man.
Dude, that's all we're doing. Everybody's just hanging in there, barely hanging in there.
Right. Someone said, woo! Sign of the time said, woo! Oh, that's not Curtis. Woo! Dodge the bullet. Good one, Rob.
Figured we'd lighten it up a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I just, figure I'd call in and say howdy and listen to your monologue there and just take a cues from that because, to be honest, I have not watched news or listened to Marine news in I don't know how long. So I'm kind of in the dark, so I run by. It's sad in a way that you have to do that to kind of stay true to yourself because you're right what you said before. You can change a person's way of thinking based on what they watch. That's like we watch you for true media, true news. But if I watched Fox all day or CNBC or MSNBC all day, I'd be a totally different dude, and I'd buy into all that BS that they spew. And I can't do that. That's not me.
Right.
But as far as when you brought up like the statues and the bridges being renamed, I don't know what the uproar is about it. Like I said, I could line all those statues up in my front yard, and my kid couldn't tell you which ones are which. We couldn't tell you who was who. whether they take them down. If people want, they go and put them in a museum, and then the people that actually want to go see these things, they can go see them. You know, and that's what they want to do. But I got maybe 20 good years left. I could care less. It's not going to mean nothing to me. They've never meant nothing to me. I've just patched them, you know. Really, the statues, yeah, get rid of them. They offend people, get rid of them.
Yep. I agree, brother. I definitely agree.
Up and let them come down. And when you mentioned the police going into Chicago, I'm totally against that. To me, that's crossing the line of states' rights. It'd be different if the governor and the mayor said, hey, we need federal help to fix this. When they're not asking for help and you're shoving help down their throat, not help, I'm 100% against that, as much as I'm against a militarized police force. And they've been slowly militarizing here for about 15, 20 years, buying armored vehicles and SWAT gear and helmets, and the police is unrecognizable anymore. When you see the police, they don't look like police. They look like somebody that should be serving in Afghanistan or in the military. That's a scary look. How do you know, they're supposed to have that, hey, we're here to help, protect, and keep peace and order, but when you show up in combat gear, I've seen the videos of people like, I'm afraid to call the police. I don't want to call the police because they got that demeanor, they got that militarized look, they've got the armored vehicles rolling in. I've seen, like, you've seen the same videos where maybe it's just one guy, but they're going to send 12 of them to beat on you. Yeah, they need the police in general. We need policing. Don't get me wrong. There's still crime, bad people still out there. We got to have police force, but we need a different type of police. You know, I'm not saying to do away with the police. That's insane to me. You know, what happens when they're rapists and murderers, everything that goes running wild, like, we got nobody to stop that. So I'm not for that. And I guess the last thing I wanted to throw at you is, it was, me and my wife were talking about how come Joe Biden has not had a vice president pick. And I kept thinking about that because the election's close. And it's one of two things. Either they have actually asked a couple people maybe if they're interested, and people said, they're not going to hitch their train to that wagon, you know, hitch that wagon to that train. That's my guess. I'm like, I wonder if he's actually asked a couple people or they thought about a couple people, and these people's like, not Joe, not this time around, because he's not a popular pick. And I just wonder if people that actually are aspiring to be a president or run higher in the office that said, you know, presidential candidates not picking a VP pick this close into an election. I just, is he going to do it the night before, the month before, a couple of weeks before? I mean, that's, you know, because everybody knows whoever he picks very well is going to be the president. I look for it to be a bait and switch, or he's going to get really ill and be relieved of his duties. Or he continues to be what he is, a mumbling, I mean, he's just old. Let's just get it straight. He's senile. 10 years ago would have spoke better, but this guy's, he's off his rocker. And as Charlemagne the God said, you know, he's kind of part of the problem. He's been in politics 40 years. I wouldn't be boasting that because in 40 years you haven't done much. You know, I wouldn't be saying, you know, you are part of the problem of what we are seeing today. Your 40 years of service has gotten us to this point. So, I don't know. But I don't have a whole lot tonight, Tim. I'm going to let the other callers check in. But always good to hear you. I'm glad I got to catch you live this time. But if you need something, you know how to get a hold of me. I hope the phone line stays true tonight, and I'm going to continue listening on.
Hey, Rob, well, thank you, brother, as always, my friend. Good to hear from you, man. And, yeah, I'll definitely reach out to you. You know, I went with the Comcast model, and they're going to come here Monday to do the installation. And, yeah, you know, we'll see what happens, right? We got 30 days to try out the new phone line, see how that works. And then before they lock us into the contract, guys, I didn't realize that. So that's part of the reason why I pulled the trigger. I talked to Rob, and it's like, well, if I get 30 days to try before they lock me into a 2-year, then, hey, cool. And this thing was going in and out while you were talking at certain points, Rob. So, yeah, it's already acting up. Rob brought up a very important point, though, guys. He talked about, and I need to cover this. Joe Biden made a comment Joe Biden made a comment that Trump is the first racist president. What's wrong with this guy? What kind of moron? See, this is the type of thing. Biden can't get out of Biden's way. He just doesn't know how to shut up. He needs... This guy, you can give it to him on a silver platter. He's going to run his mouth and screw the whole damn thing up. What possessed him? There has been presidents in America while we had slavery, while we had black people considered 3/5 of a man. And out of Joe Biden's mouth, the bile flows. Such an uneducated, pandering, BS, false narrative wielding comment like, Trump is the only racist president we've ever had. And all it does is help Donald Trump. It's just gaslighting. First of all, it's not true. And then when I say it's not true, what I mean is I'm not saying that Donald Trump isn't racist. He very well could be. But to say he's the only person who's ever been racist? Come on, man. I don't think there's anybody who believes that shit. Guys, this is the reason why we need a new phone line. If this thing tells me I'm still connected, I'm just going to throw the damn... I'm glad it happened while I was talking. It didn't happen while you guys were talking. I swear to God, man.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear important instructions.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
I cannot wait, man. Please come on Monday. Let me go to the next call. Wow, it looks like we had the phone line up and running, man. Let me just go. Tell you, 941, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Let me just go. 941, you're live on Freedom Friday.
Holy smokes!
Hey, 941, could you cut down your video? Yeah.
Hold on. Let me turn you off, Tim.
Okay.
There.
Hey,
we're here.
All right, man.
Hi.
How you doing, brother?
It's Patina. We're calling from St. Petersburg.
Perfect, man. What's on your mind, brother?
You know what? I got so many things, Tim. I don't know where do you want to start.
Well,
pick something.
You got a few minutes, man. So
I got the floor.
Got the floor.
Okay, so but part of what I'd really like to talk to you about, Tim, is that is actually going back to last week. You seemed pretty. I understood your comments about it being a large club and feeling like you're not part of it.
Not feeling like I'm not part of it.
I think that's super important.
Uh-huh.
What's that? I'm sorry?
Not feeling like I'm not part of it, but not feeling that way, knowingly not being a part of it. Not a feeling, sir. It's not a feeling. It's a reality.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's a reality.
I know, right, exactly. Okay, so without going into, I mean, we understand what that point means. So the thing is that that's really disheartening, I think, overall, as far as the big picture, because, I mean, part of what we need, I mean, there's so very few of us that know the truth. You know what I mean? And we all, I mean, I guess to get to the point is, it really seems like perhaps what we really could use is some sort of an association, some sort of something that could designate us as, you know, to separate us from everybody else, because, I mean, we're the people that really kind of know. I mean, it's hard to say, but I mean, it's like, I mean, we're the people that didn't fall for Russiagate at all, right? Okay, I mean, that's going to separate us from a lot of people. But I mean, that's because we know the truth all the time. We know that they're bullshitting us on Venezuela and everything, right? So and those are those same people. So, but I think that do you think that we can build some sort of an association for the people on the left? I mean, we have to, otherwise we can't. I mean, we're not going to be able to pull anything off. We have to organize, right? So that's why I guess I suggest association. What do you think?
Hey, man, it's up to you, man. What else you got, brother? What else on your mind?
Okay, all right. Let's see. Somebody said they were wondering about Trump and why he's not picking his running mate. I don't think why Biden wouldn't be picking his running mate. I don't think that he wants to get in the way of Trump doing what great job he's doing with the coronavirus and everything, and destroying I think his campaign chances. So I think with that, I don't think he wants to get in the way. And then the other thing is that, if something does happen and the polls start to switch around, he has time to select he can use that as a tool to regain some ground if he needs to, and I don't think that he wants to play that card if he doesn't have to. See what I mean? He can pick somebody way farther to the right, provided he has a bigger lead, right? And if he starts to lose his lead, then he's going to have to find somebody to help him shore that up. So I think he's going to wait as long as he can before he has to put out. Does that make sense? I guess that was my idea on that. So with that, I'll let you keep talking, Tim, because you got this, and so does everybody. So I'll let everybody chime in.
All right, brother.
I just wanted to get things going.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Association. Look, it's real simple, bro. Let me put it this way. In every industry, right, there's insiders in all industries. That's my broader point, right? So if everyone comes from TYT or the Ring of Fire or other, or everybody stems from the major network, which is the independent. If they all sort of come from the same place, then outsiders are kind of like not embraced. And let's just admit, that's just like I don't know how you sanction inclusivity or diversity or any of that. You can't. How are you going to control that? No one is obligated to let you rock, to let you play with the band, right? There's no, no one. There's no way to mandate for these things to happen, but for people to be assimilated or to be brought into. So what I'm doing is, I was doing was just making it known that I realized that as you listen to the commentators tell their backstories and who they knew and who shows they went on and, what their associations were. That's when I just saw that the reality was a lot of people knew each other. David Packman knew Sam Cedar. Sam Cedar knew, Michael Brooks. Michael Brooks knew this person. This person, David, this person worked with Ben Dixon. This person, all these people are all connected. And then you got people like me, I've done some stuff, I was in a couple Netflix documentaries. I was on, Dr. Phil's show. I've done some stuff, I was in the Revolution Televised, by Right Brain Studios, a great documentaries in 2016, 2015. I was in a show called this documentary called Trophy. It was about trophy hunters. I had a lot of my stuff picked up by a lot of major filmmakers and stuff that used me in their work. Rachel Dolezal, you remember that whole thing with her. There was a Netflix documentary that used my work in that. So I've got some IMDb credits. I've done some stuff, but that was all on my own steam. That was all from my own work. None of that was any connections, any affiliations, any of those things. And all I was saying, brother, and I'm going to let it go after this, is that I recognize that there's like a close-knit association of these people that all rock with each other, that know each other. And that's what happens in that pretty much everything. I don't know what you do about that. And just to your other point, yeah, I don't know what's up with Biden. Biden, you're right. If he's not doing well, he's got to pick somebody that's going to shore up his base to try to attract those voters. I agree with you, man. And I think that's and if he's doing well, I guess he can get a Tim Kaine, and he can lose. Like I've been saying, man, and I'll just say it again. People, I don't expect anything from Joe Biden. Just nothing. Anything you get out of him is a gift. I think it's trying to stop the bleeding. That's all you try to do. That's the way I see it. Joe Biden's it's not what you get from him, it's what you don't get. Like, it's to try to stop the bleeding, trying to stop the cuts on certain regulatory agents, regulations, to try to stop he's going to do tax cuts for the rich too. So there's a lot he's going to do that's not going to be great. But in some areas he'll do less damage than Donald Trump. So I'm unexcited about him. You know that, bro. Thank you for your phone call, man. Yeah. And I'll just go to the next call. 907. 907, you live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, honey. It's Laura. Hi, Wolfpack.
Hey, Laura. What's on your mind
Can you
tonight?
hear me?
Yes, Laura. What's on your mind tonight, sister?
I wanted to first thank you very much for your monologue because I lived through what you spoke of. We were in close proximity as far as coalescing with Black Panthers and with the King movement, with Malcolm X movement, all of the movements of our times that you spoke of moved in concert with each other with their specific tasks to challenge this government on at the same time. And what we're seeing now is what happened then, only much more sophisticated because they can track your phones. They've created laws. Biden started after Ruby Ridge, the killing of the FBI killing of a family in Idaho who had a militia. And the man was found not guilty, but he lost his wife and child. After that, Oklahoma City bombing happened, and Biden then constructed what was to become the Patriot Act so that they could use the military and use spying techniques on us going through. And as the decades have gone through, they've built upon this. At the time of our movements, we had the FBI embedded. We had different... we were always infiltrated. But now they're doing preemptive because they're not just the George Floyd incident blowing up. They know and realize that by giving all the money to the top and to the military, etc., and they've definitely divided us on purpose. They're fueling this to different medias so that we are at our throats and so we don't see that we have a common enemy. And right now Trump is moving in troops into Chicago and then Philly, into your area in Washington, D.C. and Arizona. These are spots where they had already started doing war games and practice games in 2015. Flint, Michigan, they literally lit it up with Blackhawks blowing up empty buildings and stuff without telling anybody. You could look it up. It was in June 5th of 2015. The reasons for this is now look at how the Democrats have given everything to Trump and the Republicans, etc. They're working hand in hand. Our economy is crashing. They did not expect this pandemic, but they will not let a crisis go to waste. Yesterday, the reason why I want to thank you so much is because there's many of us who fought that fight. And when you said that the people who didn't fight the fight also benefited from the rights that we fought for, we must now engage, and I've said this over and over. I know I sound like a broken record, and I've always said get into the streets. If we do not do it now, between now and the time voting happens, we lose all leverage. The people do have the power now. That is why they're putting in all of these troops illegally against the Constitution. I remember speaking on it the very first time I spoke with you. I want to thank you for your platform. I am grateful you're not part of the rest of that group, because all they're doing is talking the same shit, just on different channels to different demographics. You are unique. You allow for the platform for people to coalesce ideas. Now, when you said we should get together some kind of promotional for agencies to help, that's an awesome thing. Dr. Barber, Reverend Dr. Barber, is one of the best because he has a big coalition. But we must get into the mindset that if we do not take matters into our own hands, while we legally have the right to, even though they've decimated most of our civil rights, we still have some. And we have to make sure that we have a good, solid plan for each program, just like the women's rights movement had, just like gay rights movement had, just like all of the other movements. But what a better time. No one's has jobs, for goodness sakes. I can't do it anymore. And the best I can do is online and talk to you. But yesterday I was online, waited for Lisa Murkowski, my congressman, a senator, and Dan Sullivan, the head of, he sits on the military board. And they were going to be voting on the military budget, which did pass. I spoke on it. I lied about my name so they didn't block me, because I'm really, really ragging on their ass on Twitter. I got to speak. And I talked to them, and I told them, everybody in my state who was listening. I got messages on Twitter for it. Everybody knows my voice. I told them, I said, how dare you take the discretionary budget of all our tax-paying money and give $740 billion to war, and not a red penny, can't claw back any of that money to help the American people, and that's our money. People are about to be evicted, they have no jobs, they have no health care, etc. I laid it down. And you should hear the answers on both of those people. They run circles around themselves so bad that Sullivan went all the way back into 70 years ago. The reason why we got this budget is because 70 years ago we sent our young Alaskans off to fight in Korea, and they didn't have all the technology they want. They don't allow you to talk back and forth. This is after I spoke. And it was an eye-opener for a lot of people. That's all I can do now, is be a voice. But I can't be a voice if I don't have you. If I don't have the wolf pack. If we don't have each other. They're preparing for an uprising, because the uprising's coming fast. Real fast. So rather than us all run around with our chickens with our heads cut off, find a group in your area that is prepared to not in it. The ramifications of what's going to happen to this country, we will all bear. So why not get in there and help our nation, help our neighbors, stand together, feed each other, love on each other, educate each other, stop fighting with each other. Don't play that game. But if it wasn't for you, your voice, standing in and creating a space for the last 8 years and developing along the way the ability for voices to speak who have gone through the situations we're going through now, we are repeating history. So when us elders get out there that have scrambled brains, funny voices, and ramble on a little too long, and hear comments in the section that I need my own show and I need to shut up. But you don't shut me up, and I thank you for that. I love you all. But be prepared to do what you're supposed to do. It's our country. We the people. We're responsible for making this better, not the government. So if we will not rise up to, and I'm not talking about violence, by God, we just need sheer numbers of hashtag wall of moms, wall of grandmas. Mm-hmm. Everybody carry a red, white, and blue flag. Constitution. Sing the songs of the 60s. Remind these sons of bitches of who we are and the power we have. They can't wipe their ass without us. Rent strikes, worker strikes, get involved. Find out what's going on in your community and get involved before your body's too broken and you're too old to do anything but talk to people who may or may not want to hear you. I love you guys so very much. You're precious to me. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Bless
Lord.
y'all.
Bless you back, Laura. Thank you for calling up, sis. Yeah, you make it all worthwhile, sister. You do make it worthwhile. That I remember when we went to the phone-in. I remember when I went to the phone-in show, you know, when I started doing this format. And I have to admit, guys, part of it, like people always say, Tim, you need to screen calls. You don't understand, man. It's fun. I never know what I'm going to get. I like the excitement of not knowing who's going to call up, not knowing what they're going to say. I think sometimes it can be tough, but it's also amazing. I enjoy the show. I enjoy doing the show, not knowing what each show could bring. There are times I'm beat down, Laura. Like right now, my back is screaming. I lifted something the wrong way the other day. But I know when I'm doing this show, I forget all time and space, man. And pain just washes away because it's all about you guys, you know. And so thank you so much, Laura. Thank you, all your voices, everybody. Doing this has changed my life, and let's change some other lives. Let's change our lives. Let's change. This makes something happen, and we are doing it because we're putting people together. So we're informing one another. I'm proud of the diversity, the voices from all over the country and beyond this country. People all over the world who have called into this show. It makes me proud. It gives me hope. And I just want to thank you all, man. Thank you all. And with that, let's go to 561. 561, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? There we go. Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Is it 561?
Yeah, that's you, my friend.
All right, awesome. You're cutting out on the phone. I'm listening to you on the phone, and it's cutting out here a little bit, too, so it cut out just then. Thanks for taking my call. This is Ty out of West Palm.
Oh, hey, Ty, what's going on, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. I had just a couple of things I wanted to talk about. First, the police and what they actually do. I mean, what do they do? I mean, when you hear about Chaz in the autonomous zone, you hear about murders that happened, but 2 blocks away in my neighborhood yesterday, 2 girls were shot to death. And that happened 2 blocks, 2 blocks east of me is where the shooting happened. 2 blocks north of there is where the police station is. So it's right there. It's in their own, I mean, it's on the same street as the police station is. 2 girls shot to death. So when we allocate these resources to the police station, they should be allocated, for things other than just targeting people for low-level drug crimes and people that aren't doing things that are really a threat to the community. It's infuriating. I don't know how, it can get much worse than a double homicide. I don't know if I assume it's a homicide. I don't know what you call it, but it's 2 blocks away from the police station, on the same street. And we got, within 5 miles, there's got to be at least 4 police stations where I live. I mean, there's a lot of cops. They're out there. So just, and I don't know how bad or what other things happened in Chaz, but I'm not sure how it could be considered a failure when, somewhere like this down here where there's a lot of money rolling around in Palm Beach County. There's poor parts and rich parts, but the county as a whole has got a lot of money. So I don't know what you're comparing the failure to, when even places that, seem to have a heavy police presence, are having these kind of issues. And then to my governor, Ron DeSantis, as much of an idiot and the things that he does, he looks hungover every time he comes on the TV. You know, I didn't vote for him. But at the same time, I wonder if, you know, after seeing all these police officers have those types of issues coming down here as quickly, you know. Maybe he'll be gone before he gets here because he likes it here and he likes the Mar-a-Lago. Maybe somehow it's good for the citizens. I don't know. It's a terrible way to look at it, but honestly, with everything going on, I'm still more afraid of getting arrested than I am of getting the coronavirus. And maybe it's more likely I'd get the virus, but as far as how much it could affect my life, I'm way more scared of the police. I'd rather fight the coronavirus than I would this justice system all day long. No question about it. So I don't like what I'm seeing with all these police, and we definitely can't be afraid of the conversation of reallocating some funds,
Right.
and trying to get proper training and vetting these police officers hard to make sure that, you know, some professions, like they say CEOs, are more likely that psychopaths gravitate towards those professions. And one of those professions that psychopaths gravitate to is police officers and law enforcement. So we need to just try to make sure that we keep these people that get into the game just so they can have the power out of there. We want to, you know, we have to make sure we get people in there that are doing it because they feel a real need to protect their community. And that's really all I got tonight. Thank you for taking my phone call, Tim.
Sure, Todd. Thanks for calling up, man. Thanks for your insight as always, my friend. I appreciate it, man. Wow. I'm going to move on, man. Todd's, you know, I don't know how we screened for no psychopaths. Well, you know, they do the psych eval last. Maybe if they started with psych eval in the process and like weed that out immediately, maybe that would help. I was looking at a grid where they were showing other countries, other westernized nations, what they do, how long their police officers are trained. A beautician trains longer than a police officer in the United States. A barber trains longer before they become a master barber than the police officer in the United States. Yeah, I was like dumbfounded, like how long they train in, say, Switzerland or Sweden, Australia. And some of these countries don't even carry guns, and they still train 3 and 4 times longer than we train our officers. I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. Then the gross income inequality, the poverty, lack of schools, education, dog-eat-dog world. I mean, it's everything, right? Right? Isn't it everything? I'm going to keep it moving, Todd. Thank you, my friend. 503, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, it's Tim. It's Sally from Portland again.
Sally, what's going on? How you doing?
And, well, I'm still dodging the Trump stormtroopers.
I hear you.
I know. I know many of your listeners may get tired of me telling them to vote their down ballot, but I have to say it because it's so important. I agree. Biden is not the ideal choice, but Trump has to go. There is voting for lesser of evil, and there's voting against disaster. And Trump, he's a disaster. But our work does not stop. It continues no matter who. We have to get more progressives in office, and we have to build from the bottom up and move from there the good and vote out the useless. We have the numbers. We just have to get more voices where they can be heard. We stand a better chance with Biden than Trump. Biden's brain may be slow, but those around him aren't, I hope. He may put too many from Wall Street in his cabinet, but they don't want our democracy killed. We can fight the rich, as they are fewer, but fighting the crazy out there is real scary. Look, I'm not happy with the outcome of this primary, and I'm also not happy with those trying to put the blame on Bernie and saying he gave up too soon, he could have done more. Hell, we all could have, and we should have. But we still have Bernie, and he's still fighting for us. He knows the battlefield he's engaged. He will not retreat from his job in Congress when they try to ignore us. We just have to get him more soldiers, like AOC and others. Look, they see us. They cannot ignore us or block us forever. Please vote. Please stay engaged. Please stay the fight. And please stay in the streets. I love my Portland. And all those doing just that. They're so brave. Our young and our old. Watch independent live coverage for the truth of what's going on here, not mainstream media. I love when the feds get on their loudspeaker and they tell the protesters they got to get off of federal property. What? They're on a public street, a Portland City street, and not even a federal highway. The city of Portland told those feds they got to move their iron fence they put up, as they did not have a permit, and it was blocking our back path. Yes, we need our back path, so get off it. Feds, go home and leave Portland alone. We may be just the first battlefield, but we won't be the last. It's time for us to pick our battles. The war is not done, and it's certainly not over with this election. Gear up. We fight on and forward. Love you, Tim, but I hope you already know that.
Thank you, Sally. I love you too, and I appreciate your phone calls always. Give it up for Sally, y'all. Portland. Hey guys, I went to Portland recently. Sally, I don't know if you came out when I performed in Portland. I cannot remember the name of the club. I was there with Lee Camp in 2018. Was it 2019? And we did Portland, Oregon, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Salt Lake City, Utah. Like, he took me to, well, he didn't take me, but I took myself. He didn't pay for my fare or anything. But, wow. He just said, if you want to come do some shows, come with me. I'm going to Portland. So come on out. So anyway, we had a good time, man. We had a good time. Had a good time in Portland, actually. I'm going to keep it moving, Sally. Thank you for your phone call. It's inspirational. It's inspirational, sister. 248. 248, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Well, good evening, Tim. It's Karen Webster calling from Farmington, Michigan.
Karen, hey!
So, I was thinking tonight, because I haven't been with you that long, only, I don't know, since maybe November of last year. And I was just cruising around on YouTube one night, and I saw you, and I said, oh, okay, let's listen to this guy. And I was pretty impressed, It was awesome, because you're a very friendly guy, and you were willing to listen to your audience, which is different. So I said, yeah, I'm going to have to come back and listen to this guy again. And I've just fallen in love with your show and your audience. And people are really super and enthusiastic, and I love the way you're able to handle people with different opinions. That's very valuable. Not everyone can roll with the punches like you do. So I've been watching, you mentioned another show, sorry. I've been watching Status Coup at night, and they've got a freelancer in Portland, and he's been going there, now it'll be for 60 days, going out to Portland any films what's going on, and people are just hanging out, and it's kind of like a street fair or something. And then the night comes, and people are still kind of hanging out, and it's mostly guys in their 20s until the moms show up. So the moms are very inspirational for me because I'm a mom and a grandma. And I got my yellow vest, and I'm going to get my Both Parties Suck Johnson shirt. I'm putting on my yellow vest and my Johnson shirt, and I'm going to go down to Detroit. I don't go there much, not so much that I'm prejudiced as much as I'm, I don't get around much. And also, because I have to use a walker and everything. But I just feel like I better be out there. I got my Flower Power shirt, Flower Power hat and everything. I don't do guns, dude. I just don't believe in them. It's all right if other people have them, but I don't want to be responsible for killing someone, and I'm afraid that's what I would do with it. Or, because I'm not all that inept with one, I imagine I'd get killed really easily too. So it doesn't make sense for me to have a gun. But I respect people that can handle them. That's excellent. Just like you just have to have common sense with your gun. You don't leave it out where the kids can get to it and that sort of thing.
Right.
And don't bring it out, wave it around in people's faces, go to Lansing with your AK-47s or whatever. That's pretty silly. But I respect those people's opinions too. There's a lot of pressure going on right now, financially and everything. Some of the people were farmers. I just didn't care for the gun part.
Start your show now, press 1 to hear important instructions.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Well, Karen left because the freaking phone dropped. But thank you, Karen, for the phone call. We got most of it. Let me jump down here to 408. 408, you've been on hold for a while. How you doing, 408?
Hey, what up, Tim? It's me, Alex from Berkeley.
Alex, my brother, what's on your mind, man?
Well, Tim, I was sitting at home in Berkeley with my black coffee that I take black, and I was contemplating this, election, right? We lost. Okay. Bernie lost to Grandpa got lost in the mall again. Joe Biden. And this question lingered in my mind. Why Joe Biden? Why him? 40-year, nothing senator from Delaware. Never did anything of substance. Got by on his good posture and stupid grin that makes people feel better about themselves who don't know any better. His whole damn career. This dude is no good as a politician. Kamala slayed him back in that first debate. She ran circles around him. That was like years ago in internet years, but it's true. Look back. Kamala destroyed him. And yet he won. He's one of those 1950s good old boys that pressured their dates into sex, says he's going to pull out, doesn't, and then says, well, it's your problem now. That's the kind of guy he is. That's the era he grew up in. He doesn't have a core set of principles. He has platitudes and cliches. He's got plenty of those. He is a plutocratic fixed systems wet dream. And yet, he won. The Democratic Party nomination, he won. Okay? How? Simple. Because he was vice president. But how did that happen? Why did Obama pick him? At the time, I had zero clue. No idea. So I put my fancy dimmer switch down and laid my head down to rest. And then it hit me. And it all made sense. What is Joe Biden, Tim? Do you know? Why did Obama pick him? What is this person, Joe Biden? I know the answer. Does anyone? Well, the answer might shock you. Who is Joe Biden? Joe Biden was Obama's conciliatory gesture to white people. Wow. Just think about that. That's all. Now, for 2020, I say, forget about the White House. Take this election to care about local elections. That's where the real battle's won. Thank you for taking my call, Tim.
Right, Alex, my brother. I appreciate it, man. Very, as always, very well said, man. A lot of quotables in that line, man. I was thinking the same thing. So, Alex, I'm sure you saw. Last night I did a segment on the Joe Biden, Barack Obama little commercial they did, the campaign thing they did, where they're both going at Trump. Now, I only showed like a minute of it. People were mad I showed a minute. There's a longer one that's 15 minutes. And they're like talking about how Trump's horrible and how Trump's like the worst president ever and how he doesn't get it. He's not empathetic. And I was thinking the same thing. And Obama said, I chose you, Joe, because you no pain, Joe. Hey, you no pain. You know what's going on, and you know he's going through this thing, and you know we both lost people that were close to us. You know, I lost my mom. You lost your boat, and so we both know pain. I'm like, you both caused a lot of pain too. That's right. You killed a lot of Iraqis. You destroyed our rights. You dropped more bombs than any other president. You incarcerated the hell out of poor people. Deporter-in-chief who claims that in virtual signals at every turn. And I'm listening to him, I'm like, and he's lying through his teeth. And just what you said, Alex, about why he chose Joe Biden. He's telling us a bunch of shit about it's because Joe Biden understands pain. Yeah, you understand it, Joe. You get it. Yeah, Trump has a lot of failings. Many failings. But what does it say about Joe Biden? Who has many, one less many failings. In my book. He's right there. I appreciate you, Alex, man. It's frustrating as hell when people don't get it about they're still buying the Barack Obama air pockets. You know, the air sandwich. You know, the Kool-Aid. No vitamins, no minerals, sugar water. I'm not saying other presidents haven't been full of shit, but no other president has been so venerated by the black community like Obama. And it's just horrific, man. I'm going to go to the next call, man. Thank you for hanging in there. 360, you still here? Oh, yeah, 360. There you go. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
There you go. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
360, I'm going to need you to cut me down on the radio, on the TV or whatever, tablet or whatever, so I can hear you.
360, I'm going to need you to cut me down on the radio, on the TV or whatever, tablet or whatever, so I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
This is Paula.
Hey, Paula.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, I will turn everything down. Okay, I love it.
I need you to cut me down on that device because we can hear it, sister. There you go.
Now is it okay?
Yeah, you sound much better. Go ahead, Paula.
Okay, well, so I live in Washington State, and I'm not really. People just talk and talk and talk about their news and what they've done. I mean, it's new for me, but I am going to say right away that you know what I really like. I mean, so I'm the one that's a Christian. I have this group called Evangelical Christians for Bernie Sanders President on Facebook, and I've had it for 4 or 5 years. And there's people from around the country on it, like 300 people. And it's very fun. I would like it to be the very best kind of theological approach, you know, not some people, but a lot of people are on there aren't Christians at all, but they like it because it's not so much these icky pictures of, you know, Trump with the orange hair and stuff. Just talk about the facts. Don't be so silly, you know. But anyway, I like your show because I really see the moral background that you have, a backbone that you have. And I don't know whether that's from your grandma or where you got that, but I really appreciate it. And I like that you're the way you are about your mama and your papa and women and your wife and children. And that's always there, you know, so you always go back to that when things go crazy. And it's so important, you know. You won't go wrong when you're doing that. Well, yeah, I appreciate this because I'm able to actually look in your face right now. So what I'm doing right now is I'm 73 and strong, but I am working. I have a good husband that supports me in what I do, and I'm helping a young woman here that just lives not far from me. Her name's Alicia Rule, and she's running for the Washington State House of Representatives. She ran for the city council, and so signs out and writing postcards and stuff for her. And so let's see what else. I do like Reverend Barber, and I do like who's our favorite, you know, the you know, with the beard, and he talked well with you when he was on there. He talked well of you.
Dr. Cornel West.
Yes. But you know, remember, this is interesting what comes to mind, but I appreciate they're smiling when I'm on here. But you know, when he talked about all different stuff like pulling together, there was one time when he talked about funky music and stuff like that. That's all part of the whole picture to bring in the culture, etc. And I love that, you know. And like when you swear and stuff, it doesn't bother me. I'm a committed Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus, and I love being a part of all these people that aren't Christians that care about the planet and the poor and prejudice and the wrong treatment of people of color. And, you know, to do with the police, I would just bring up that up here I don't really know about that. I don't see that. I just know our little local town. And actually we live right in the border by Canada and the Pacific Ocean.
Got it.
Police chief, and I haven't really met him yet, but he did put a statement in our little paper about all that same kind of stuff being stopped when he was with his 4 friends, teenager, you know, get out of the car and all that stuff. So, but I believe that what you guys are saying is that in a lot of big cities all around, there is real trouble. What happened with George Floyd is absolutely wrong, and what happens completely wrong. That's what I guess is it's a lot. So I don't like that, and I'm with you guys on that stuff. So we've had a couple of Black Lives Matter. I should let you go because I've talked long enough.
All right, Paula. Well, thank you, Paula, for calling
Okay.
up. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good talking to you. Well, man, I'm telling you, we got everybody. you know, you know what it is, Paula. I was raised, very religious. My mom was a Jehovah's Witness, and I cannot shake. Like, we lived in the hall, as they call it, right? We went 3-4 days a week. Then we had to knock on doors. But I just can't get, like, there's a part of me that's, and maybe that's maybe it just keeps me, I don't know, grounded, man, in a certain way, right? But I appreciate you saying that you like the way I bring up my kids and my wife, and that's good because Mrs. Black appreciates that, hearing that, and that will score me some points, and maybe I'll be able to get some crabs this weekend. That'd be really nice because I like crabs. And she won't be too upset. But thank you so much, Paula, for calling up. And shout out to your husband too, who allows you to be able to do the things that you aspire to do to help others. Reverend Barber, class act, man. I want to have him back on the show when he can talk longer. And having Dr. Cornel West on the show was like one of the highlights of my short career, right? It's like one of the highlights. And for him to compare me to William Trotter, for him to say the things he said and believe he doesn't say those things to everyone. So I'm like, look, if they silence me now, I'll always remember that. I had Dr. Cornel West. I remember reading his book Race Matters when I was in my early 30s, I think it was. And he was on my show. So, hey, you can take a lot away from me, but you can't take away that interview or Nina Turner's interview or just great people. Bill Duke, the legendary Bill Duke. These moments, these experiences. So at the end of the day, right, Paula, that's all we really have are these moments and these experiences. I went to Politicon last year, and I had, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 people, I don't know how many people, in line to shake my hand and take selfies with me. And that was another moment that was, I looked over, there were some people who were pretty famous who didn't have as long a line as I did. So we're doing something right. And put smiles on people's faces and to give people hope is a great thing, right? All right, guys, I'm going to keep it going. Let me try to keep it going. Let me stop. 225, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's Tim, man? It's your boy Jordan, bro. I'm just going to go ahead and get with it, man. First, I want to, say RIP to Michael Brooks. And I kind of want to thank you for the segment you did on him, I realized that y'all wasn't the closest or whatever, but it looked like you understood what he meant to the movement. You understood him as a human or whatever. You understood him as a brother, a son, a family member. And so I want to thank you for like the little tribute you did to him. I thought that was real cool, man. And also I want to say RIP to Charles Evers, man. He was the first black mayor in Mississippi, the brother of slain civil rights leader Medgar Evers, in 1963, NAACP leader. As soon as Medgar got killed, Charles picked up his mantle, man, and continued his work and stuff like that, and he became the first mayor. He just died today at 97. One of the first things I want to get into, though, is the Chicago and the truth thing. First off, I want to call that mayor a complete fucking sellout because she was talking all that woo-woo shit about how she wouldn't let Trump bring federal troops and shit into Chicago. Then he called her. He probably offered her something, and then she was like, all right, I'm gonna let Trump send the damn federal agents and shit into Chicago. And that shit is stupid to me for 3 reasons, bruh. First thing, you not getting to the root of the problem, so you gotta ask yourself, how long can the soldiers stay in Chicago? You know what I'm saying? Like, they stay there for a little minute, then they gone. Then what? We dealing with the same shit we was dealing with before. And second, to visit one of my partners from college, and I went west side, I went to the north side, and I went to the south side. And I'm gonna tell you, the place where I felt like the most love, people nodding at me, people speaking to me, people asking me who twisted my hair and shit, all that shit was on the south side. And when I got there, you know what I'm saying, it was just like any other black neighborhood. I'm not saying they don't have crime problems and shit, but what I am saying is you don't solve that shit by sending in police officers and shit and federal agents and shit. What you do is you get down to the root of why the motherfuckers committing crime and shit, and you tackle that. You tackle the poverty. You tackle some of the other issues that they deal with in the community, and that's how you solve the goddamn murders. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not saying they ain't got no crime down there on the south side of Chicago, because, you know, this week they had a story with niggas doing a drive-by on a funeral. And the niggas at the funeral started shooting back at the niggas that did the drive-by. I said, well, damn, I ain't never seen no shit where niggas pull up to funerals with guns just in case niggas do drive-bys on them. But yeah, so that's why I think that shit in Chicago is stupid. The next thing I want to talk to you about is, man, the Jacobin magazine that they released like a little article, and one of the things that Joe Biden said was, you know, he ain't feel the need to push no legislation to change corporate behavior. So that just make me want to say, what was the whole point of that task force? That shit was a complete like show for the people, bro. Because it's just like, damn, bro, like you like. And you ain't gonna be able to get shit done. You ain't gonna be able to get shit changed in this country if you can't get corporations to change their behavior. You know what I'm saying? That's Joe Biden showing his ass again. Again. Like I said, bro, people fell for the shit. It's really unfortunate or whatever. And the people on the task force got played. Bernie got played again. And the people who supported Biden got played again. The third thing I kind of want to discuss, bro, is like the stimulus test. The stimulus check. Now, they still ain't got the deal done or whatever. I don't know when they going to get the deal done. All I'm going to say is this. I lost my job in April, you know, around the coronavirus time and shit like that. And I was making decent money, bro. I was working in construction or whatever. I was a safety manager and shit like that. I was making $70,000 a year. I was getting like about $1,000 a week, dog. And this stimulus, like this extra money that they was sending, that shit was keeping my salary right where it was. You know, well, how much money I made right where it was when I was working, bro. And I really appreciate this. This to help me, you know, stay afloat and everything, pay my bills and shit. But what I want to say is, man, it's like the people who still going to work and shit, like they hating on us, bruh. It's like you mad at the wrong people. How you gonna get mad at the niggas that's on unemployment? We ain't got no power in this damn country, bruh. People always want to get mad at the most vulnerable people and shit like that. They ain't mad at their government for making the goddamn businesses that they work for pay them more money. Or offering them more money. You know what I'm saying? Because the other countries, they sending people $2,000 checks and shit, you know, every month or whatever, just off the strength. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad at us. Get mad at your incompetent government. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at the people at the bottom and shit just trying to survive. You feel me? Yeah. So I just hate that kind of shit, dog. People just always mad at the wrong people and shit like that. Also, you know, Mitch McConnell, oh sorry ass, he ain't trying to push nothing through unless he can protect the businesses and shit like that from getting sued for coronavirus related shit for the next 5 years. And that's some fake ass shit right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He more worried about them protecting and shit than he is about getting people money and shit like that, bruh. Some old fraud ass shit. And, you know, one of the things that you mentioned when you started the show, man, was you was talking about, like, what, housing, like, you know, activists and services. I want to let everybody in California know that they got an organization out here called ACE. It's Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment. And, man, they be showing up places and shit when, you know, landlords be doing fraud-ass shit. Like, they pulled up here in Sacramento when landlords trying to do illegal evictions during the moratorium and shit. Today, I just seen a video on Facebook of them in Los Angeles, man. They had a landlord who shut the power off to everybody in his units, bruh. And they had a picket line there and everything, dog. And it's just like, you know, so like if anybody going through some kind of like rent tenant crisis or some shit like that, y'all hit up ACE. It's action. You know, you can find them on Facebook or whatever, and you let them know what's going on and see if they can support you, or they can point you towards a housing lawyer or something like that to kind of.
Well, look, Joyner, man, I appreciate the phone call, man. I got to leave it there, man, unfortunately. But
That yo dude called her out her name and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And,
right.
And you know, like, whether you agree with AOC or not, like, that shit was uncalled for, bruh.
Absolutely.
He felt, you know, like he was within his right to do that shit, and she read his ass.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
I do,
and,
man. I gotta join. I gotta leave it there, man. I gotta leave it there, man, due to time. But I appreciate your call, man, and I appreciate your passion, man, and the way you break it down, man. So thank you for calling, Joyner.
All right, man. Hey, I'm gonna be in the super chat wilding out, bro. I'm gonna send you some money. All right, peace.
All right, fam. Man, I love it, man. Like I said, man. Look, I'm proud of us, man. Joyner, I'm proud of you. Like I'm proud of Paula. I mean, yo, there could be no further differences in the individuals that phone this show. You understand what I'm saying? I love that shit, man. I mean, I love it, man. I don't know, man. I love this. I mean, the realness of from Joyner to Alex to Paula to Sally to Ty to Laura to Rob, Karen. It's amazing, man, what we have here. Name somewhere else they got this. It's amazing, man. This is the show it's just so everybody can get to know everybody. No silos. Open your mind to the differences of people, individuals, man. We all in this shit together, man. I admire you guys. You guys keep me going, man. This is... All right. Let me stop, man. You guys got me on one, man. And you know your stuff. All right, let me go. 623. 623, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? I hear you there, 623. Oh, just lost 623. Maybe 623 was just listening. You know, there's no way for me to know. But you don't have to. If you're just listening, you can say, I'm just listening, and I'll leave you alone. I'll put you back on hold. 602. 602, you're live on Freedom Friday. No, it's not. You're not wasting our time, Curtis. We don't do Curtis calls no more. 608, you're live. Live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey, how you doing?
Hey, we're doing good. Just been watching your show since 2019. You got a good show, Tim.
Thanks, brother. Who's this?
Definitely.
What's your name, my friend?
Yeah. My name is Lance. I'm calling from Madison, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin in the house, man. What's on your mind, Lance, my brother?
What's on my mind, man, is, this Joe Biden character. I don't have much confidence in him. It seems like he has memory loss. I definitely don't think he has a solution. So really, I look at it as like a no-win election. So that's very unfortunate. There's not much to look forward to as far as the Democratic nomination process. Too old, stale, career politicians. You get what I'm saying? So really, I just want to, say that, shout out to you, what you're doing. Keep motivating people. We're in this together. We can't turn against each other because we all are one for all. Thank you so much, Tim.
Hey, thank you, Lance from Wisconsin, man. And you know what, Dr. Cornel West, brother, he corrected me on my show, right? He did it in a loving way, a caring way. He just told me, because I was the same way, right, about Biden. And he was like, the solutions that we need, the solutions that we seek as a movement for the people, we're not going to find them in electoral politics. Like, the changes you want to see are not solvable just by electing a president. We need a movement. Get it? We need a movement towards these things fundamentally at every level, not just the president. And it crystallized it for me because I was so focused on Bernie, so focused on getting the right president in there, thinking this president's going to change it. And Cornel West is correcting me totally, man. And I tell people this, and now some people get upset, but this is really the way I see it. Biden's not about getting something. Biden's about not getting something. Sometimes that's the way. That's all you can hope for. He's not our answer. He's not our solution. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't think any one person is. And I think that's the other thing, okay? That is the other thing. And if we think we can just get the right president in, and we can go back to doing whatever we're doing, and everything's going to solve itself, that's not true. It's not true. I'm going to go to the next call, Lance, but thank you for calling up, my friend. 559. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Brother Tim, Brother Eric, up in the holding it down in the land of 10,000 lakes.
There he is. Brother Eric, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, I think you cut out a little bit.
Yeah, you did too, man. What's on your mind, Eric? There, you're back now, brother.
Oh, hey, there we are. Well, a few things, and I'll just segue off what you said. I mean, again, this is how we ended up where we're at. It's like it reminds me of like, oh yeah, buy this thing, it'll make you feel good. Take this pill, it'll make this better. Take this pill, it'll make that better. Vote your way to happiness. It doesn't work, does it? I mean, it's like learning a language. It's like, losing weight or whatever. I'll go with the language learning. Yeah, they have all this stuff. Oh, learn it quick. Everything's quick, now. Well, go watch a movie. Yeah, learn Spanish in, say, 30 minutes or a day or a week. Yeah, go listen to some commentary. You're lost. Anyhow, my point is, it's that you gotta tend to the wound. You gotta put in the work. There is no substitute for it. You get the results you put into it. And the way I see this election, I mean, just to put it another way, is Trump's gangrene. We have gangrene on our body right now. It's luckily it's just isolated to a small part, and it's going to hurt like hell to cut it out. But we got to cut it out because we can't go in any place because we can't afford to. But it's going to hurt like a son of a bitch cutting it out. But that doesn't mean you're going to leave an open, gaping wound. No, because the worst that could happen, all right, you end up with a gnarly scar. But see, that means you tended to it. You cut out the problem. You get rid of it. Because if you don't, you'll be lucky to stay alive with all your limbs intact. This problem, well, you may lose all, you'll lose your life. That's the situation we're in. If you don't believe me, look what that motherfucker said with Chris Wallace. He has no intention of leaving. And the stuff that's happening in Portland right now, guys, this is a dry run. I am really not a conspiratorial person, but I tell you what, man, if there's anything to dust off the old tinfoil hat, that's a dry run in Portland because they're getting ready to, fight the uprising. Because look at what they're doing. They're going to try to do. They're playing a game of chicken with, frankly, with people's lives. Not doing the stimulus. No, they have to do something because they know that if they don't, that's what's keeping this thing running. People aren't stupid. I mean, again, I love what, I can't think of his name, but he, I love that, brother. You broke it down, but it's getting mad at the wrong people. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you stay? Well, they're on unemployment. They wouldn't. Well, yeah, who the fuck would want to go back to earning less money? Really? I mean, come on. Why aren't you upset? Why aren't you pissed off that, again, why aren't they being paid that much at their job? I mean, I remember telling someone that it's like with people that work at fast food. They handle food. You really want to underpay those people and you're going to go eat the stuff that they have? and underpaid, disgruntled people handling food. I mean, we got to think about that kind of stuff. But again, we can't get distracted, and it's a lot of ways to get distracted. I mean, that's why, again, what separates you and us here, we're not just talking to the, we're not just preaching to the choir. We're not just out where we've already. See things your way, or in the particular way that you see them, because they may see exactly what you see. They just call it something different. It's like a different. I mean, I could give you 1,000 words for, let's say, butterfly, or a few different ones in a few different languages. It's the same damn thing. It's describing the same thing. And boy, that's actually a beautiful thing when you realize that. And then one of the things I actually want to comment on too is the things aren't always what they seem. I wanted to talk about Kanye, because honestly, at this point, I'd vote for him. I'd vote for him over Trump any day of the week. But here's my take on that. Here's my take on that. Initially, because this is the thing. This is just a little insight into my thought process. Initially, I thought, just some asshole billionaire thing. That something's going on here, because what cued it off for Trump, you don't just come out there on your opening thing and say, calling Mexicans rapists and stuff like that, and then not end you right then and there, and how it was covered. But like with Kanye, I took a little deeper look today because I had a little time, had to take a little break from doing all the after tax season stuff, and thought, wait a minute, because they say, oh yeah, he's bipolar, and you see Kim coming out and this and that. Well, I think he's going to leave her ass. I think he's going to leave her ass, and I think he sees the bullshit. He was never okay with that, and I think he's doing all this, quote unquote crazy stuff in order to get attention to make another reality. Like, hey, this shit's bullshit. Like Kim, they want to say, oh yeah, she's great. No, she's not. She knew how to hustle her draws, and she's probably trying to take his ass for what he's worth. And that's why I think is, again, look at his Twitter, or I think his Instagram feed. No pictures of him and her at all. There are pictures of him and his kids. And what was the caption on one of the pictures? No West is going to pose for Playboy. Now, again, I don't keep track of a whole lot, but I thought, damn, wow. Yeah. Wouldn't have thought that. But you know what? That kind of opened my eyes to that. So you look, things aren't always what they seem, but we got to keep the distractions to a minimum. However you do that, that's what we got to do. Because again, just because you cut out the wound doesn't mean you can't. You have to tend to the wound. It's like tending to plants, or to your garden. You just, I'll just throw the seeds out there. Who gives a shit? And then you get pissed off when, why aren't they growing? Well, you didn't water them. You didn't prune anything. You didn't do anything. And then it's like being lost in the ocean. Here comes, I don't like red boats. Nah, that boat's too small. Nah, that boat's too whatever. Okay, because Trump right now is a scapegoat. He is their lackey right now. In fact, putting him back, giving that sumbitch a mandate, they're already trying to steal elections. There's one thing I want to leave everybody with. Check your voter registration. They're already trying to steal it. Make that a weekly thing. Maybe we can make that a weekly thing, on your show. Hey, did you check your voter registration? How's your voter registration? Wow. When was the last time you saw your voter registration? Because they are doing it right now. That's what's going to save this. Getting souls to the polls, it doesn't mean shit if you're not registered to vote. So do the prep work. We got to do it now. We got to keep on it, because that's what's gonna save us. We are going to save us. Tending to the wound is going to save us. Because, like I said, just another way of saying it, you got to cut out the gangrene to save the limb, to save the body. So come on, guys. Like I said, that's just stay safe. Everybody losing their mind, but let's just stay true.
Wow. Well, thank you, Brother Eric, for the phone call, man. It's good to hear from you as always, my friend. I appreciate it. Cut out the gangrene, huh? It'll kill you. Trump is gangrene. 510. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name?
Hey,
what's your comment? Hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on, bro? It's Jamal from California, dog. Just calling you back, man. Checking in on you. Noticed you had a live show, man. Listening in. You got some great callers, bro. And your monologue is on point.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. First off, shout out to Portland, bro. They doing it big every night out there, man. If we had that in every city, we might have some action on this beef on the police shit. That's for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And piggyback on some other shit. R.I.P. Michael Brooks, man. I saw your commentary on that the other day. That was heartfelt. That was dope. Man, short story, bro. Like, I was one of those people drinking that Obama Kool-Aid for a while, you know what I'm saying? Felt some type of way about people talking about him and shit. But, you listening to you, listening to Michael Brooks and shit, kind of getting into it with y'all, listening and piggybacking some shit on Twitter, man, I came around to that shit. Just looking at the facts, bro. Just looking at the facts, like not just looking at him, for what he really is. He is the first black president and all that. Personal on the bullshit, bro. And, then
hang in there, Jamal, man. Just hang in there, brother. Goodness gracious, man.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
All right, Jamal, you back,
so
brother.
It's like we got the dude that was using it and the dude that built it, running to see who's gonna take this shit over in the middle of all this issues with the police and shit. And I think that's a real weird place to be in as far as like having to decide which one of these dudes to vote for. And I don't really know if I'm gonna vote for Biden. I know I'm gonna vote down ballot. I feel like if he don't have no Senate and he don't have no House. And yeah, man. And then the only thing else I'll add to this is I kind of disagree with the premise with Bernie, bro. Just in this way, that control of the DNC purse, and that's the power.
Oh man, we having mad problems now. Hey guys, one of the corrections that's going to happen when they come here on Tuesday is they're going to give me, it's not just a phone line, we're also getting an upgraded internet connection, a business class internet connection. That's supposed to be a faster speed on it's a faster speed at all times, as opposed to what we do now. And that could be part of the problem, is this damn internet connection. It's ridiculous, guys, ridiculous. So frustrating.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Jamal, Jamal, brother.
Nothing I can say.
I've been going through some phone.
Oh, it's all good, bro.
We had some phone line problems,
10
man.
seconds.
So you're good now, man. But put it back in a nutshell for me, man. I lost you. I had to reconnect. We couldn't hear you. So you were talking about you were disagreeing with some Bernie bro stuff, and you were saying that you didn't know who you was going to vote for, Biden. You don't know about Biden. You don't know how to make that choice about Biden.
Yeah, it's not. I'm definitely not voting for Trump. That's out of the question. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen.
Right.
But a vote for Biden, I don't know if he could get that vote from me, bro. Like, he's literally the person who built this whole system. Mm-hmm. The system that Trump's using right now, like, Biden wrote all these laws, helped write all these laws for the police, Bill of Rights, and all these things. You know what I'm saying? He's the one. You got the architect and the dude that's using the thing right now. And so I say that's a weird choice to have. That's an odd place to be in as far as voters in the midst of this defund the police movement and all this stuff that's going on right now.
I feel you.
All right.
Hey, but look, Jamal, man, thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
I'm gonna let you go, bro. I appreciate you, man. You keep it going, bro. I gotta hold this baby, and I'll let you.
All right, family. Look, Jamal's over there doing the dad thing. He's doing it. That's it, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
Much love to you, my young brother. Much love to you. Yeah, man. That's like I say. Hey, look, that's part of it, man. That's part of it. The reasons, and you know what? We don't vote a shame around here. If you don't vote for Biden, you vote down ticket. You still vote to change, to have an impact on your local elections. I mean, I'm not gonna shame anybody who decides to do that or whatever they decide to do. I mean, we're all up against it. We're all up against it. I don't remember where Jamal is even located. I don't know what state he's in. You know, folks got to remember, the Electoral College picks presidents, not the popular vote. Popular vote pick president. Trump would not be president. It would be Hillary Clinton. She had more votes. So people forget that, and they just get in their feelings about, hey, you let Trump. Well, it depending on where he is, it might not even make a difference. But definitely his down ballot, that definitely matters. I'm gonna go ahead to the next call. 718. 718, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
My name is Elijah. I'm from Brooklyn.
Elijah, my friend, what's on your mind tonight?
Well, there's a few things. I mean, first of all, with unemployment, I've been working with an organization called the Center for Popular Democracy. We've been doing a lot of work trying to actually change and extend this unemployment, because one of the things, at least in New York, before I was able to get involved with CPD, I worked with a smaller organization called Vocal, and they were the ones that were behind the encampments to defund the police that were happening in front of the mayor's office, as well as a lot of other things relating to housing policy. But one of the things that people don't realize with the stimulus checks is that a lot of places, that's all people have for rent. And in those situations, you're going to see a housing crisis like never before in the middle of a potential second wave of a pandemic, meaning that you're going to have a massive amount of people who are going to get evicted and then be exposed to the second wave of the pandemic when people have quieted down about the virus. And not only are we seeing those problems, but even during this time, the fact that the Democrats not only expanded the Patriot Act and made it to where now the federal government under the Patriot Act can go through anyone's internet history and internet data without warrants, and they made it to where now you have no plans to actually cancel the war in Afghanistan, which Rand Paul and Ilhan Omar, I believe, both were pushing for. But the Democrats have been focused, even in the HEROES Act, they were focused on bailing out lobbyists. And at this point, in terms of this election, down ballot, I feel like is very important. But presidential, I'm in a blue state. I'm voting Howie Hawkins. Like, that's where I'm at. The Democratic Party needs to make some sort of change. And I feel like if people who are on the left in blue states start to actually pressure the Democrats, they can actually get some sort of change.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. Well, look, Elijah, man, I appreciate you calling up, man, and giving people that information. Hey, man, I just realized that Michael Brooks and I had the same birthday. I don't know if that's germane to the conversation, but that's tough. It's tough. Well, Elijah, could you name the organization? That organization, you said it was a housing organization? What was the name of that organization again, Elijah? I want to make sure we get information like that out to the people.
So, the organization is Vocal, VOCAL, New York, and their website is vocal-ny.org. They've been doing a lot of work. They were able last year to make sure that New York City actually has to put a percentage of luxury housing tax exemptions to make sure that 15% of a lot of units have to include housing specifically for homeless people, and they've been working on this since the 90s.
Fantastic, man. Thank you for providing that information, Elijah. I appreciate it, man. That's big. This is something I want to do more regularly, my brother, is get out info like you just shared with us. Thank you, brother. Let me go to the next call, man, while the phone lines are still hot, guys. 419. 419, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, it's Jimmy.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. I wanted to take you off the speakerphone because I've been listening to other people, and yeah, they're cool. I wanted to share with your audience Paul's statement and the work he's done on mushrooms and what it means for your immunity when it comes to things like the coronavirus, and it's worth looking at. He talks about a plant or mushrooms that are common to areas that most of you listeners are going to be, when they walk through the woods. And that's turkey tail, and, well, turkey tail is the most common. And then you have a plant, that it's for... You got to look it up. It's stinging nettle is something that is very good for you. It's got a lot of vitamins.
All right, Brother Gene, thank you for the phone call, man.
And look into the sea salts that are like the like the Celtic salt that I like, that have a lot of minerals in it.
All right. Well, thank you for the phone call, man, and thank you for sharing that information, my friend. 520, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's going on, Tim? This is Sergio from Los Angeles, La Puente, which is my TV down, man. Sorry. So I just wanted to call and say, once again, thank you for doing everything you're doing. I appreciate you. The community that is watching you. I wanted to touch base real quick with you on the Guardado case out here in Los Angeles. And just let you know that obviously, Villanueva, the sheriff out here, is totally corrupt and doing what he's done for years and years and years. And I can't believe we elected this man into office, into this position. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but I'm pretty sure you know, the LA County, Los Angeles county coroner came out and released the findings from the autopsy after the independent autopsy was released to the public. And against Villanueva's urging or whatever. And Villanueva threw a fit about it, saying that the public release of the autopsy is compromising the investigation, which of course is absurd. To find out that this young man was shot 5 times in the back, and it's just just one of those things that it just should not happen to anybody. I mean, they're coming up with all this BS, and obviously Villanueva needs to go. And why is the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department not have video cams? They don't have cams, and that makes no sense to me. This is one of the most highly funded sheriff's organizations in the country. And the fact that they don't have body cams for every officer, every sheriff, is absurd. One thing I saw you, hopefully you're still there. I know you,
yeah, I hear you, my brother.
On the phone line, just to give you a little feedback. Sometimes you cut out, but we can still hear the people that are talking to you on the phone line. So,
Oh, okay.
I don't know if
Thank
you got any feedback on that. Yeah, but
just want to touch base with you, man, because I know when you were talking, I've heard you talk about the statues and everything that's going on, with the renaming of the base, all that kind of stuff, right? Right now, I think we need to focus as a group, as a majority, as a, what I once believed what the Democratic Party was, but more than anything, just, people with common sense, people that, were raised right, that have, that know what justice is, and, what right and wrong is. We need to, as much as I believe that, these bases need to be renamed and these statues need to come down, these things have been there so long, Tim, they can wait a little bit. We can stick a pin in this stuff, because we're talking about it. People are making their, making the facts known about why they're there and how they got there, and, and how and who put them there and what they were put there for. So the conversation's been had, the facts are now out there for everybody to know, and no one can dispute these facts. But for some reason, on the march, to a greater good, we get sidetracked with these things. We can stick pins in these things and move on to the greater goal, which is people are dying, people are being killed by the forces that we fund. They're supposed to protect and serve us. Mm-hmm. It's like people officers aren't Breonna Taylor. There's still nothing that's happened there. I mean, like months and months later, nothing's happened there. We need to stop focusing on the statues and all this other stuff. 'Cause, I mean, I get it. I want these things down too, but this things, we can stick a pin in it and we can come back to it. As a people, we need to stay on the goal. We need to stay focused. And that's the one thing that the Republican Party does, is that they, even though they're brainwashed, they stay focused on, that one like mindset, and they don't divert from it. We have so many issues going on with us because there's so many wrongs that we see around us on a daily basis that we're not keeping our eye on the not seeing justice for it. I mean, so let's not worry about these statues right now, people. I'm like, especially Warren, her doing what she's been trying to do with all that. She's just wasting her time. We know what she is. We know what she is. Okay? We need everybody to focus on the people being killed. We have a fascist president in office right now, and it's that slippery slope. To hear people in Chicago say, "Oh, I'm glad that they're sending in the troops," man, I get that, that our communities around us are not what we want them to be, and they're in bad shape. But when we let something like that come in, when do they ever leave? That's that slippery slope that they will never ever, they will never ever leave if we let them in. So we just need to stay focused, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Please vote, everyone. Keep doing what you're doing out there, and everyone stay strong. Appreciate your time, Tim.
You got it, Sergio. Thank you for the phone call, man. The update on that story, man. That's a horrific story, man. No video camera. They don't want to release the evidence. The evidence that they do have. They're trying to keep because they don't want to. They don't want us to know the truth. Is what it basically boils down to, Sergio. I do want to caution you, man. One point, brother, and I mean this with much love, man. Don't get into this thing where you think that the Democratic Party is behind. That the Democratic Party is like, because you said something like, the Democratic Party is focusing on these statues. And the Democratic Party is not focusing on these statues. The establishment is focusing on these statues. It's a Pyrrhic victory. There is not a person. Look, if it was up to you and I, Sergio, Medicare for all, Green New Deal, legalize cannabis, get rid of student debt, clear the books, right? Clean water, clean air, the things that matter, right? That's what we would focus on. They're doing this to distract us from those things. If there ever was a distraction play happening, it's happening right now. So I don't look at that as the Democratic Party. I look at that as the establishment protecting itself and corporations feeding at the trough. Great time for corporations to make a move. Look, we just had the Washington football team become the Washington football team and make a name change like now, right? Cleveland is going to do the same thing soon. And like you stated, I'm with you, that hey, maybe these are good things. Maybe it's a good, maybe it's cool. But right now, we got a little bit of momentum. We got some momentum. We have what looks like what could develop into a full-scale movement being given these cookies. And we don't want cookies. We want a full-course meal. We want some real change. We want some fundamental structural change. And the risk is that with the attention being diverted from these real issues, people are going to be lulled back to sleep by these little trinkets. And that's what they are. Right? So I appreciate you, Sergio. Just remember, in the Republican Party, big money talks too. And they do things based on big money. Now, they did have a movement with the what was it? What was it called? Damn it. The Tea Party, right? But then they brought out the Tea Party. Isn't that what happened? They co-opted the Tea Party and then folded it into the Republican Party. 310. I got a couple 310 numbers. Let me go to the first one. 310, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Tim, is that me?
That's you, my friend. How you doing?
How you doing, Tim? This is Edie from L.A.
My friend.
Couple of things.
Okay.
The young man that came on, I guess, 5 callers before that had the baby you had to go take care of.
Yes, Jamal. Yes.
He had good points. I'd like to piggyback off of something he was trying to get to, especially in California. We have a problem with Nancy Pelosi, and I don't know if anybody understands what she's not doing. Because we see her put on television when she's trying to say something. But at the end of the day, she's giving everything to Trump and the Republican Party. Okay? Meaning this stimulus package that they can't get a vote on because they want to cut it down to $300. That's absolutely ridiculous. I keep hearing people talking about, well, they're not going to go back to work because they're making more money at home. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's insanity. You only giving them $600. So if they're getting $400 or $275, depending on what part of the country you're in, you haven't upped their scale at all. Because at the end of the year, they got to pay tax on that money. Okay? The young man that came on, not this caller, the one I think before him, when they touched on, matter of fact, he was from California. He was talking about the rent situation he was trying to get to with the housing. And he's absolutely right. Can you imagine if these people that's unemployed, they do not get that $600, which is helping them? Right now, that's basically, they're paying their rent, their mortgage. What would happen if you give them now just $300? These people are going to be on the street. You know how much it costs to be in L.A.? The cheapest thing out here is $1,200, and that's on a studio. I mean, it's like, people, you got to understand what part of the country we talking about. Things as far as rent, it's just like food. Food only comes down when they got plenty of trucks to deliver. Okay? Rent, out here in California, it don't come down. So I think people are getting so wound up into, because I'm with you, no Biden. But at the end of the day, we got to get Trump out of here. Yeah. Because if Trump goes for another 4 years, you think it's chaotic now? He's going to have all the judges in place. He's going to have everybody that he needs to do his bidding. And it will be no way you can stop him. And so we have to be more educated on the down ballot. You got to know who is running for Senate, who's running for Congress, who is going for a lieutenant governor. We need can be educated to know who they're voting for. And that is the dilemma. And it's all, you look at this pandemic we're in. People don't understand. I keep hearing people talking about, I got to send my kids to school. Yeah, but they want you to sign a waiver that if your child gets sick with this virus, that you have no other resource. You can't sue the school system. You can't sue the government. And you're willing to put your child in danger so you can go to work. And then you got these idiots that's on Channel 11 out here in California trying to push that narrative to make people think, oh, yeah, your kids know, especially the ones that are in kindergarten through 5th grade, they're not going to catch it. Are you crazy? These are the things that they get into people's minds, man, and people are just panicking. And I understand. They need to be at work, but at the end of the day, if your child gets sick or if you get sick going to work, you're going to pass that to your child. That child is going to pass it to whomever they come into contact with at school. It's a no-win situation. I don't know anything about that thing that Yang is talking about, the UBI system or whatever that was he was trying to get. I said, but that is what the United States needs. All this other garbage they're trying to pass off on people is just a smoking gun. Because if you can send $1 trillion to these different corporations in the United States to keep them afloat, but you cannot give the citizens of the United States any relief, then there's something wrong with this picture. It needs to be changed. That's my comment, my brother. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time and you understand what I'm talking about.
I do, man.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
You got it, Indy. Thank you for calling up, man, and I agree with you 100%. And you're right, there is something wrong. It's corruption. They paid off, Indy, you know the deal. They paid off to lie to us, to fool us, to gaslight us, while they take care of their friends. Same as it ever was. It's a big club, we ain't in it. 310. Oh, I'm sorry. That was 310. Oh, I missed my other 310. I'm sorry. I have 2 310s. Next 310. How you doing? Your Live Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
It's Smart Sister. Is this me you talking to?
Yes, it is, Smart Sister. How you doing, sis?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Good. Well, I was just calling to say tomorrow. Have you heard that tomorrow the NFAC is going to Louisville, Kentucky? They're supposed to be having a demonstration or something, and then they're meeting with the Attorney General. So I can't wait to see the outcome of that, because that's what I'm talking about. Like he said, we're not going to sing and hold up no signs. We're coming to get some answers. And I don't know, did you see another thing where the governor of Kentucky was saying how he had a lot of problems with the AG there?
No, I hadn't heard that.
Really? Yeah, I saw him. It was on one of these news shows where someone I think it was MSNBC, as a matter of fact. It was a brother interviewing him, and he was like, well, if you got a problem, why haven't you done anything, regarding the Breonna Taylor case?
Wow.
So we really going to see, because I think that's the route we're going to have to go to start getting some answers and to get some movement on stuff. Because the other thing, Chauvin that killed Mr. Floyd, got some additional charges, some tax charges. Did you hear about that too?
That I heard about, yes.
Yeah, the tax returns.
Yeah, tax evasion.
Very much. They're going to take it to some little town, probably with 3 people in it, and let them off. That's what I think the game plan is. They kind of letting there, by just giving him some tax. Who cares about his taxes? Lock his behind up and keep him locked up. I don't care about no taxes unless that's going to be some kind of angle they're going to try to use to get him out. I don't know. I really think he's going to get off, just like the police did here with here in California when they moved the venue. Remember for What's the brother got beat up when they went to Simi Valley?
Oh,
you know, which is really conservative, and all the cops got off.
Rodney King.
You know, Rodney King. Yes, Lord, brother. I'm sorry, he's going on too. But yeah, I think. I mean, what do you think? You think they're gonna get off?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna. I don't think they can. They got that much guts. I don't think they're gonna try that.
Right. But what about the two that's out already? I mean, you know, they got out. I guess they had a little money. They was able to get out on bail. But then the other two are still locked up. You're right, because they ought to know the Minnesota will be people will tear it down. However, I don't think they're gonna get much time.
Now that may be true.
I really don't.
True. There you go.
I think that's the thing gonna happen there. So anyway, I will be staying in touch, watching you all week to see what you're gonna report on regarding this demonstration tomorrow. Because the NFAC Not Fucking Around Coalition is gonna go there and they're gonna have to come up with something. And they said that they're really growing. I saw the brother on another interview, that Grandmaster Jay. And he said that the organization is really growing. You know, the people have to be vetted. So you just can't own a pistol and get in there. You're going to have to get vetted. But I'm glad to see that people are joining and they're getting coalitions across the country. And I really think that is what we're going to need to move this stuff forward, because it's crazy. It's crazy out here.
Hey.
So that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for everything.
Always thank you for calling up. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. 917, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? (917). I can't hear you if you got me on mute.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Jay from Manhattan.
Jay from Manhattan. Thank you, Jay. What's on your mind tonight?
Yeah. Hi. So, hey, Tim. How are you? Be helpful, and I just feel like this is Jay. I need to.
Jay,
I want everybody else to.
Jay, you
help me
need
on
to.
this.
Jay, you need to cut down your video of the show.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. I see people make that mistake all the time, and I'm like, that was ridiculous, and I did it. Okay. So anyway, I want us to start educating Democratic loyal voters on how horrible Obama was as a president, and how much he damaged black people, and how he did things to black people that no Republican president or white president that was a Democrat could ever get away with without people getting in the street and shutting it down. And because we don't know how hard, because enough of us don't know how horrible he really was, that we are now getting fooled with Biden. Biden is we are begging for him. He's winning in the polls. Everybody is, put their loyalty behind, or we're going to make sure Biden wins this. That man is going to hurt us, especially everybody that is a progressive person, he's going to hurt. Everybody especially he's going to hit hard the black community. He's been trying to cut Social Security for 40 years when he didn't have the power. When this man gets the power, our mothers and fathers, their Social Security is in jeopardy. Like, I feel for that, and I cannot get my mother and father to understand what a danger Biden is to the social safety network, like, especially with all this money and damage to the economy. That's going to be the perfect excuse to not spend money on the people. And we must point out that record on Obama. He is just skated on too much, and that's how we're getting fooled. And I don't know what else to say.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And there's an article by Keeanga Yamada Taylor and it's in what is it? I think it's in the New York Times. I think it was, and she talks about how Joe Biden's success proves that. That's the title of it. Joe Biden's success shows we gave Obama a free pass, and she breaks it down. Just all the shortcomings of Obama to Black America and America as a whole, but specifically Black folks, and how he was so detrimental to the progression, and the fact that just as you pointed out, Jay, the fact that Biden's been able to run basically free of those charges, free of being accountable for those. His time as vice president with Obama, that just goes to show that we haven't done enough of revealing. Now, remember, there are people who did try to reveal Obama. Bernie Sanders was one of them. Dr. Cornel West was another one. Tavis Smiley was another one. And what happened? The protectors, the people who feed at the trough of the Democratic Party, did everything they could to try to destroy those three for telling the truth about Obama and for trying to push Obama to do things that would actually help poor people, disenfranchised people, the more marginalized people in this country. People like Michael Eric Dyson, so busy with his handouts, so busy getting hooked up. Al Sharpton, so busy with his handouts, so busy getting hooked up. A lot of folks. That's a short list. It was a lot of them. Obama was very condescending and always double speak. I remember just recently somebody was talking, Jay, about Colin Kaepernick. And now you saw with Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees and my team here, the Washington, not Warriors, the baseball team, not the Wizards. Gosh, man, I forget the name of our baseball team. I'm not into baseball. I did go to a couple games, though, back when they first started up. Nationals. There you go. Damn, the Nationals. It escapes me. Anyway, they all took a knee before the singing of the anthem. And I was just remembering how Obama, he was up here saying that Colin Kaepernick needed to respect how people feel, how the people who are military feel about him taking the knee. Even though he very explicitly kept saying that this was not about our military, this was to get attention to police brutality. So Obama was always kissing ass, always trying to, never really standing up for the issues that mattered. And if you remember, Jay, a lot of the police brutality, a lot of the police murders, from Tamir Rice to Sandra Bland to you name it, they happened under who? Obama. But hey, I covered it on this channel and I went in on them. I did what I could do. I wish I could have done more. Some people were kissing Obama's butt while they were here. They were just growing their numbers. They weren't criticizing Obama. And they're still doing fine today. So I often question, what independent media's true role is. Some independent media is not about just the truth, man. It's just about doing well. Well, anyway, yeah. I thank you. I thank you for the phone call. Good points. In fact, this was a great show all around, man. We had a lot of great calls tonight. I appreciate all of you. Everybody who called in tonight, I want to thank you for taking time out. Hold on, 360. Hold on, 360. 360, you live Freedom Friday. Did you get a chance to speak yet?
But anyway,
360.
Yeah. I thank you. I thank you for the phone call. Good point. Matt, this was a great.
All right. Just make sure, man. I just go back over my list and make sure I got everybody. We try to do a good job at doing that. Yeah. 510. That's my brother. Yeah. Jamal. Gotcha. All right, guys. Look. Let's go to Super Chat and see who. Let me go to Super Chat and make sure that. Let me answer some questions or see if anybody left comments that they want read out to the community. And remember, guys, these organizations are really important. That if you got them, let's make sure we shout them out. As I announced earlier, Murray Bishop, welcome to the Wolfpack. I appreciate you. We Carry Signs, thank you for your donation. Share Bear. AOC was my hero this week. We put up with this too long, although I've knocked a few on their bund in my youth. On their bund in my youth. Share Bear is referring to AOC laying into that Ted Yo-Yo. Yo-Ho, that's it. Yo-Ho is a no-ho. Is a no-go. Debbie Howard. Not going to see everyone in the streets until it affects everyone. I feel you. Once again, Share Bear again. Tony DeMayo, Tim, I love you. The empathy you exhibit, keep it up. I try. It's natural. You know what I mean? But, ain't perfect. Sometimes I get pissed off. But not tonight. Roger Meadows, hey, Tim, you forgot to include fights at AD's hip-hop concerts in your monologue. Yeah, it was a lot of those, wasn't it? Ramona Lawson, hey, Tim, give us Curtis' phone number, and we'll take turns calling him to offer love and therapy. What do you think? I can't do that. I remember somebody was calling my phone, doing my shows, doing that, and then when I said I put his number out there, he cried and complained, tried to get me kicked off YouTube. They said I doxed him. Now, you would have think the guy would have used a fake number. He kept calling the show and kept calling the show, playing on the phone. I asked him to stop calling. He kept calling, doing it, and then I got pissed off, and I said, all right, guys, give him a call. And then he acted like he was a victim all of a sudden. One of Sam Cedar's people. So, no, I can't do it because he'll probably play a victim, too. Ramona, Roger Meadows, can't wait to upset the Dem establishment when they find out our protests won't stop with the Biden presidency. Oh, yeah, that's going to be great. They'll be like, I thought you were only protesting Trump. We'll be like, no, numbskulls, bad policies. Bam! Van A. Dulles, independent media only, Johnson. That's it. Roger Meadows, want to undo what Mitch did with the courts? Well, unlike SCOTUS, the lower courts are product creation of Congress, meaning Congress can regulate them with 4 to 8 year term limits and make retroactive. All judges, Carter to Trump, gone. Woo! Roger, to all my fellow New Yorkers, call Senator Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins' office to stop holding out and pass Bill S. 577, the New York Health Act, state version of Medicare for All. It only needs one more sponsor, and Miss Cousins, Andrea Stewart Cousins, could be that sponsor. Get her to do it. Greg Allen, love you, Tim Black. Thank you. Love you back, Greg. I appreciate you. Fred Smith, shame. Democratic Senators Doug Jones from Alabama and Joe Manchin, West Virginia, co-sponsored a bill with Republicans to cut Social Security and new stimulus bill. Live in Alabama or West. If you live in Alabama or West Virginia, sound the alarm on these mofos. Sheldon Hughes, thank you, Laura. Great call. Mags, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Tim. Solidarity, Wolfpack. Kip Winter, can you get a Ta-Nehisi Coates interview on our BLM activity and efforts? Thanks, Tim. My wish list. Ta-Nehisi, huh? He might come on the show. He might. Wasn't he beef? Who was he beefing with? Was it Cornel West? He might still come on. We'll try. Survivor Murray, thank you. Love you back. Nancy Ventura, love the show. Thank you, Nancy. GDMP, the Dem Party is not our friend. I believe it. Neocon in blue dresses and ties, there to keep wars going and keep screwing us all. No Joe. Ramona Lawson, 1 and 2. I believe that there will ultimately be a clash between the oppressed and those who do the oppressing. I believe that there will be a clash between those who want freedom, justice, and equality for everyone and those who want to continue the system of exploitation. I believe that there will be that kind of clash, but I don't think it will be based on the color of the skin. Roger Meadows, as an Uber driver in New York City, the hub of the world, everyday black America will tell you they haven't been seen positive change with an Obama presidency. Right. It's superficial at best. We got to stop falling for that. Superficiality. Sign of the Times. Tonight's swear jar contribution. Thank you, Sound of the Times. Kip Warner, please deposit in the Tim Black Rainy Day Fund. Love you, bro. Thank you, Kip. We doing it. Jaboctimus Prime. I love it too, Tim. Thank you. Pam Hall, thank you, Pam. Roger Meadows, looking forward to Danny Glover interview. Hey, I can't reach Danny. He agreed to do it. He probably don't even remember me now. Probably don't. Like, who, Tim, who? I try, though, man. I'm going to try. Red Forest. We are trying, actually. Red Forest, thank you, Red Forest. We are who we're waiting for. Ain't that the truth? Cher Bear in the house. Thank you, Cher Bear. Roger Meadows. Been telling people since last year, let's not stay so focused on Bernie that we forget that the U.S. Senate 23 GOP seats up for re-election. 3 retiring. Yes. Cher Bear. Thank you, Cher Bear. Elijah. Legalizing cannabis will bring exponential numbers of tax dollars into the federal government. Now, what they're going to do with it? You know, I tend to focus on the decriminalization or the legalization, as it will impact disproportionately those people, black and brown brothers, who get locked up for small amounts of weed for long amounts of time. But it's not wasted upon me the amount of money that would bring in. Also, what I liked about Bernie's platform was the stipulation that those people who were locked up for these crimes involving possession of cannabis and use of cannabis will have the ability to start businesses. So I'm mad, businesses in that industry, a thriving industry, a booming industry. Yes. Jaboctimus. Thank you, Jaboctimus. We do what we do. We do what we do. Yes, yes, yes. I want to thank everybody for bestowing a little bit of hope for us tonight. Things have been tough for us all. And when you call up on this show, guys, when you call the show, when you speak truth to power, remember, man, you are speaking to the world. Your words are just as powerful as my words. The words, all of us have the ability to use our words to make the path a little bit brighter for someone and to awaken folks. And I want you to know you're doing the same work. We're all doing the same work. So I want to thank you for doing your part tonight. And that's right, it's a responsibility. You who have a voice, all of you, from Lance to Ty to Sally to Karen to Paula, Alex, Joyner, to Eric, to Jamal, to Elijah, to Sergio, to Indy, to Smart Sister, to Jay, to Brother Eric, all of you, everyone who called in tonight. Some of my writing I can't read. Platino, Rob, Laura. Of course, we know you, Laura. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. We do what we can do. We do our work. We do our best, right? Let's do some more. Let's keep up the momentum. We're going strong. We're riding. I don't know, man. That just kind of struck me, Michael Brooks. I didn't know we both had the same birthday. I didn't realize. That's tough, man. Solidarity, my people. Solidarity. May we continue this fight. I love you. Remember, have a good weekend. Mend the fence with someone. Bury the hatchet. Choose to move on. Choose to be the bigger person. Rise above it. Some people are upset with people for reasons you don't even remember what you're mad about. You just know that you're mad. Well, pick up the phone. End it. You be the bigger person. Take one on the chin for the team. It is this type of bigness of spirit and heart that will get us where we need to get. We cannot hold on to petty things. I'm going to make me a phone call this weekend and do my best to put some water underneath the bridge. I hope you do the same. Do it for me. Do it for the wolf pack. Do it for the movement. All right? Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Stay vigilant. And don't argue with anybody about their choices of Biden or Trump. Just sprinkle a couple facts on them. Peace, Johnson. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Ty said, what you say, Ty? Haven't done my taxes. I'm too turned up. It's all good, Jaboctimus. You need to get those in. You don't want no problems now. Whenever your due date is. We have a tent city here in Lake Worth, Florida. We have projects in at least 3 tent cities in the county. tough, man. All right, Ty. All right, people. I see you on the next one. Be strong. On the channel, guys, you're going to see some videos this weekend from earlier shows. I'm going to put out some videos. Don't forget, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack, because that's your community. That's the community that we're building together. Go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. For starting at only $5, you get links to every show. The 4 shows, all the shows. You get all the shows. Yeah. What else? Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black at Night on Instagram. I need to grow my Instagram. It's sad. It's embarrassing. The numbers I have on Instagram compared to the other platforms. I don't know, just never really took off on Instagram. What else? Is that it? That's going to have to be it. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you soon. Be safe. Social distance. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
The Tim Black Show is streamed live in front of a live internet audience. We do this Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Be a part of it. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack at patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Be good. Wolfpack. Independent media only.